in Pakistan, where the Bar Council president in a part of Pakistan was assassinated, shot, and whilst he was rushed to the hospital, the other lawyers naturally felt that this was sad and injustice, what has happened to their colleagues, and they naturally went to that hospital to show their solidarity and show that they care. As a result, they also became victims of the atrocities and were blown to pieces. It has shaken Pakistan immensely, as most other tragedies have done in particularly recent times. We in Britain, the British Pakistanis, are very, very sad. And today our gathering here is to send a message across to Pakistan in particular, and to our community throughout Britain, to say how sad we are and how hurt we are to see what has happened in Pakistan. Recently, terrorism is a scourge, is a disease that is happening throughout the world. And no one is a bigger victim of terrorism than Pakistan. And it's self-evident for everybody to see, but we have to just analyze how much a victim of terrorism Pakistan is to understand the gravity of the situation. In recent time, there's been a terrorist attack in India, and approximately 50-60 people have got killed. Then there was a terrorist attack in France, again 50, 60, 70 to 80 people got killed. When this happened in India, of these people that got killed, India was on the verge of an all-out war to avenge the death of its citizen. France declared war. It went into war, just approximately 100 people died. France declared war. Since Second World War, France has not been into war with any country, but it declared war. Pakistan has not lost 50 men, or 100 men, or 1,000 men, but thousands of men in recent times. There's only so much we can take. So much the people of Pakistan can take. How many orphans have we got in Pakistan as a result of this? How many widows we got as a result of this? How many mothers are crying as a result of this? It's injustice. When I use the word injustice, the lawyers in Pakistan fight for justice. They take on state, they take on individual, they take on institution, and they fight for justice. And they become victims themselves of injustice. Pakistan is undoubtedly a sleeping lion. Why we have gathered here, and I know every Pakistani, fellow Pakistani here, whether he's from Pakistan, as some of our guests are, and whether we are here in Britain as Pakistanis. There's only so much one can take. Terrorism has to be stopped. Whether the terrorist is an individual, whether the terrorist is an organization, whether the terrorism is state-sponsored, does not matter. Terrorism is terrorism, and it needs to be stopped. And what happened in France, when those 100 people got killed, a solidarity march took place in France. America, Britain voted in Parliament, and immediately the aircraft flew up in the air, and it bombed practically a quarter of Syria. Come what may, in the name of terrorism, this is what happens. What does Pakistan have to do? What does it need to do? Pakistan is not a small country. Pakistan has got one of the most formidable armed forces. Pakistan is a nuclear power. Pakistan is not weak. But Pakistan is being undermined by the dark forces wherever they are around the world. And they are trying to undermine Pakistan, and as a result, undermining Pakistan politically, financially, and of course with horrendous tragedy of epic proportion that's happening in Pakistan. And therefore, the world needs to realize that Pakistan knows who the perpetrators are, and Pakistan reacts in the only manner that it knows best, it can fight and it knows how to fight, then the enemy will be responsible for their actions, because we can only take so much. When we see our children crying because their fathers have been blown to bits, when we see mothers crying, when they see their children blown to bits, mothers and so forth. Today we've gathered here to show our solidarity and show that we care and we take this message across. I know it's a gathering, it's a small gathering, but sometimes one man can make a lot of difference. People like Mandela make difference, people like Jinnah make a lot of difference, and I know that you are here today and you're very important, and you stand shoulder to shoulder with me in what I've said, and we're delighted that people from Pakistan have come here to join us. We have a lady MP herself is a fighter for justice and equality and fairness, and she knows what it's like when people are oppressed and our people have been put under oppression and sadness. And then of course we have the British Law Society here. Its Deputy President going on to be the next President of the Law Society. And of course we have the distinguished, eminent lawyers from Pakistan, distinguished lawyers sitting there, and community leaders. So since the music didn't work, I apologize that I took a little bit extra time in the introduction while we're here, but we are now going to bring in speakers to say a few words, and I know that we've got our eminent speakers here, but equally we have our eminent community leaders here today, and I'm going to pick one or two people from the audience here to express their desire of how they feel and show their feeling of this solidarity.